Um, it's hard to believe we're in week 12 already. Just before I forget, just wish you guys all happy Thanksgiving. I'm not sure when we meet up later in the week, no? So it's our last opportunity here, so happy Thanksgiving everybody. Hope you're grateful for a lot of different things in your life, and hope you have a great Thanksgiving. We'll be working Thanksgiving morning like normal, then give our kids the afternoon off. But closed the chapter last night on Duke and had a good team meeting. Lots to still learn. Constantly find out about your team. The great thing is you go through the tape. There was a lot of things we did that was that weren't good. But the nice thing is you played well enough to win a football game. And when you cannot play your best game and win a football game, I think that's a sign of what kind of team you have. But at the end, when there's adversity and your backs are against the wall, it's 2-point play, it's 4th and 18, and we don't do the right thing, whatever it is. We found a way to win the football game. And that to me tells you a lot about the kids that are in that locker room. So my hat goes off to them. My foot wants to hit him in the rear end for some of the crazy things we did, but that goes game of football. It's not easy. So on to Miami and Mario Cristobal and Kevin Steele, defense coordinator. They got great staff down there. Josh Gaddis, who was at Penn State, 16 and 17, we faced Penn State as the offensive coordinator down there. So they got a who's who coaching staff there, and they got a lot of great football players that are running around. Big question mark would be who the quarterback is. Obviously, we know Tyler Van Dyke is a tremendous football quarterback. Corey Brown's the guy that started, I think, the last couple of weeks. It's hard to tell. I mean, there's quarterbacks in and out, so they've had some quarterback issues. The Brown kid really is a great athlete that can run, and I think he just keeps getting better every game he gets in there. The one interesting thing this week is he's not leading the team in rushing because he hasn't played enough games. Otherwise, he probably would, but he hasn't been in enough games to be that guy yet. But he shows streaks of being able to really get up and go. So, questions?
Pat, you guys gave up a lot of big plays this week. You talked about your frustration after the game, but
we gave up a lot of big plays. We gave up 3.
Okay,
which is really scary. That's okay.
I apologize. Not a lot of big plays.
We had 9 and gave up 3, but those 3 should have gave up 0. So go ahead.
Just saying, those were big touchdowns last year. That there was a similar problem with Miami. What were you guys able to kind of look back and say, hey, could you isolate things or say if we do these things better, those type of explosives won't happen as much?
You know what, Miami's, Tyler Van Dyke, the guy that's, that we got to know where he is at all times is the Mallory kid. He's a good football player, great blocker. He'll get his arms out there and hug you up on the edge, and he's strong. We got to keep an eye on him. But the 3 plays we gave up last week is just, communication and, just communication, and we should not have given those up. That's what really, distributed. Could have had 100 yards total offense, really, if we play like we should. And those are ones that's like we just said, here you go. But Miami's explosive. I mean, their tailbacks are explosive. I mean, they got the Henry Parrish kid that was committed to us a while ago at tailback, and the Knight kid who's a football player as well. So they got good players and good skill. And if we could hold them to 3 explosives, it'd be a great day.
Since you've been at Pitt, you've beat Miami once, and you haven't been able to beat them at their place. What makes playing this team, especially down there, so difficult?
I don't know. I mean, it's I don't. It's like anything. I don't think it has to be with who and where. I think it comes down to how we play, and how we execute. We got to go down there focused, locked in. And again, I don't care if we're playing Pittsburgh in 1-degree weather or down there in 70-degree weather. We got to go and execute. We got to not make mistakes and go play. So what happened in the past really doesn't matter. I know you guys will always go back to what happened in the past, but the past really does not matter. It's not going to impact this game at all. Unless it's in your head. But it's not going to be in our head or kids' head.
I know you. Is there any season-ending updates on any players that didn't finish the game from this?
No. If there was, I'd give them to you. Still kind of playing it by ear.
That final series when Izzy was out, you said on Saturday he wasn't available, but it was Sebo that got that playing time. Was there any consideration of putting Rodney in that spot too?
You know what? We really didn't discuss that. We feel good with Sebo. Feel good with Rodney. Not really.
You brought up weather. Are there plans to practice inside and get kind of used to the heat again?
We will be inside. There's no question. We always, turn the heat up to 70 degrees in there. Try to get it, heated up and get ready for the acclimation down to Miami.
Matt, in your opening comment, you mentioned adversity. How do you feel like, every year is a new year, how do you feel like this team has handled adversity?
They've done a great job. I mean, have you ever seen them quit? You know, have you ever seen them kind of go, oh no? I mean, no, our guys just keep fighting, regardless of what's going on. I mean, the defense was put in 4 or 5 sudden change situations the other day, and I think we're successful 2 out of the 4, 2 out of the 5. You know, the 2 interceptions we threw, they got 0 points from. You know, we turned them down on downs on one of those. I think the second one. You know, we have a punt blocked, which again is disappointing, and talk to our punt team and all that. And they get 7 points off that. They get 7 points off 7 points off another punt issue. So I told the offense we're going to go for it on 4th down a lot. So that's what we should be ready for.
4th down 15 or 4th down 1 or any 4th down?
Hey, might as well, right? Just go for it on 4th down. We're gonna have it right there. Just get it right there. At least have a chance to get 1st down. I think we had a 4th and 18 or 3rd and 18 the other day. We completed it and did a nice job. So just throw it or run it.
In your experience, maybe not this year's team, but is the last game of the season when you don't really have anything at stake a problem with the holiday all of a sudden in there? Is that a problem, a focus problem?
I don't think it's a focus problem at all. It ain't a focus problem for me. We're doing the same Monday, that we normally do. Our kids will act like they're same Monday, except they don't get to go to class this week, so they're excited about that. I think there'll be some excitement that they get to play football. They feel like they're in the NFL or something. There's no classes and they get to play football. But Jerry, you only get 12 opportunities guaranteed. Okay, we've earned an opportunity to have another one, but that doesn't matter. I mean, it's like it's a pride factor. It's about wins. It's about who you are, and I don't see any of that. Shouldn't be a letdown. We get to go play. You either go out there and play well, or you go embarrass yourself. And I'm not one for embarrassing myself.
What have you seen from your guys in the character and standing up in that way? You guys coming out of the coastal race a while back, and now you're putting together a win streak in November to finish strong, and you have a shot at 8 wins and 9 wins if you win this weekend and go into the bowl weeks.
What's the question, Chris?
Just say what does it say about your guys' character to stay focused in for to make that happen?
Just to Jerry's point, like, oh, it's just going to be a letdown because what are we playing for? We're playing for a bowl game. We're playing for pride, and I don't think anybody wants to go out there and slop around. So it tells you a lot about our character. I think we talked about it last Thursday, just about like who we are as a football team, and any team I'm in charge of, we're going to continue to go. It starts with the coaches working like they normally do, and being ready to roll on game day.
Is the line maybe playing better with your center guard situation like you had it at the beginning of the season?
I don't know. I can't say that. I mean, we had some mistakes in there as well this week, especially on pass protection a couple times. Even on that, we got a 3rd down and 4. Okay, we had 2 runs for 3 yards, which 3 yards isn't a bad run for SIBO. You wish you had a little bit more, but on that 4-minute drive, and then we have to throw a pass on 3rd and 4, and we got some penetration, and Keem can't get the ball. I mean, Kanate Mumfield's wide open. It's going to go for 20, and the game's over. We aren't having the excitement that we gave you guys, and you guys can thank me later about the excitement we provided for you at the end of that game. But so I mean, I can't tell you it's any better. It's about the same. I mean, our guys are going to plug in and play where they have to play, and try to go out there and execute the best they can.
What have you seen from Miami watching the video? Are they still playing like it matters?
Yeah. I mean, they're playing. I mean, watching last week against Clemson, a good Clemson football team as we know, and they're playing hard. I mean, they're playing hard, and they're athletic. I mean, they'll be at home. It'll be senior day for them. They will play excited. I guarantee you that.
They're one of the better run defending teams in the ACC right now. What have you seen them do to kind of make it tougher on teams that go on the ground that you guys have to overcome?
I mean, Corey Flagg is their middle linebacker who, is their leading tackler. He's a dude that, just can't be blocked, and up front, I mean, they're the typical, 4 down, gonna penetrate and cause havoc in the backfield. That's what they do. They're very athletic, probably the most athletic front 4 we've seen this season. So we're gonna have to not only, run block, we're gonna have to protect our quarterback.
Pat, with the punter situation, Sam punted 3 times, Caleb once. I know there was thought about
Caleb punted more than once.
Well,
at least was back there to punt more than once.
Correct. He's got 1 punt off.
Yeah.
Is there anybody separating themselves in this entire deal, or is it a week-to-week basis still?
It's a week-to-week basis, you know. And again, Sam is our sky punt guy, and did a nice job there. Wishing he got it inside the 10 and not the 15 or 14 or 13. But maybe we're a little too far out for him. We got to clean that part of it up, and it'll be a wait and see. There'll be some wars on the depth chart if there's not already on there. There'll be some wars.
Next week, intense recruiting week for you guys after the game.
Great question. No, it's not. Okay. The NCAA came up with a new rule. We're not allowed to go on the road next week. So
Is that just new this year?
It's new this year. So took a week away from us.
So you give everybody a week off?
Yeah. Sure. We're going to Hawaii.
Except Tim, right?
Yeah.
Tim will sleep here.
Pat, Dayon played on Saturday. There's still the ongoing case that he has a court date coming up. I mean, was there clearances you guys had to go through? Was that your decision? What was the process of getting him back on the field?
Yeah. Again, obviously, he missed one game. But like I said, you're always innocent until you're proven guilty. But we kind of made him guilty until he's innocent. So he's paid a price with the team. He's paid a price on the field. He was out for a week and spent some time down in what we call the Pitt down there, doing some stuff with Coach Stack. So we'll wait to see where that whole thing goes and then move on from there.
How's Harbaugh?
I was doing good. Is that an injury question?
I'm just wondering. He's a nice guy. Just wondering how is it?
He's doing good.
Elijah was said some really good things about Sean Fitzsimmons. We talked to him last week, and of course he had to step in more this week. What have you seen from Fitzsimmons this year? How he grown?
He hadn't played for a couple games, maybe 3 games, but I don't know if we'll get his 4 games into redshirt, but we obviously expect a redshirt. He's a guy that's just consistent. He does a great job on scout team during the week. We have no fear putting him in there as he's big and strong as Tyler Bentley and Kalijah and Devin and David Green. No, I thought our inside guys played really well last week. So he's going to be another really good football player for us.
You spend next week talking to a lot of your guys that are undecided about their future, because obviously from a recruiting standpoint, you need to know who's back and what you have.
Yeah, we need to know. We'll spend a little time. That's kind of what that week is for, just to kind of find out where they are. Going into the bowl game and going on to recruiting. So I think the portal opens up the next week. We're on the road, so it gives us a chance as coaches just to sit down, see where our guys are, what they're doing. But I don't think you'll know exactly where guys are. I think this offseason will be as crazy as it's ever been, wherever. I think everywhere, just because it's another year, and we'll have a chance to sit down, in deeper thoughts than maybe some of the quicker conversations we had, just to see where guys are and what they're thinking. But I don't think we'll have any determination whether it's a guy that walked on senior day or a guy that didn't walk that could move on. Because I think there's different things that need to go on before it's not like a quick decision. I want our kids to take their time, and like I've told them, take your time, make a good decision. And for me, I wanted a quick decision so I know what I got to do.
Right.
But it's not about me; it's about them and making sound good decision on what's best for them. It's not about me or Pitt football right now. It's about them. We'll try to wing it like we do. It's what COVID has done to us. We're just kind of winging it in December.
Does that make the exit interview process just to kind of gauge where guys are at? I mean, it's bowl season. A lot of people sit out bowl season if they're thinking about going to the NFL. How does that change the tone of how you guys have to handle the process? And
It's hard. I mean, it's different because you don't know. I mean, COVID, is still affecting us, and this extra year. Usually, who's your senior, and then you might have to worry about an underclassman might leave early. That's it. Maybe 2 or 3 of those max, and now you don't know. Guys have options. So we'll just wait and see how they feel.
Pat, now that you've had more time also to look back, what did you feel about Keaton this weekend? You had time to more look at things and see how he did. There were some passes where he even talked about, like Bub Means running through a route when he expected him to look for it. How have you seen him adapt as he was going on now?
I think it's like Coach Signetti always says, it's the ultimate team game. It takes more than one guy. He always uses that phrase, and it's, you know, whether it's a wrong route or him making a bad decision when he's throwing back across his body and throwing some balls he shouldn't, or a corner falling off into a route that we didn't expect to. I mean, some of those things happen at the quarterback position. You know, he's got a hard job back there, but you know, I think he's adjusted well, and I think he's done a nice job for us. He's given us a chance to win. You know, he's on a 3-game win streak, and you know, you don't do that with crappy quarterback play. I guarantee you that. There's a lot that goes into it, and he's made some nice throws. I mean, when you look at his throws that he's made, you know, everybody wants to look at the negative. You know, you gotta look at the positive too. He's thrown some darts.
Coach John Morgan, he had a really strong start to the season and then had a bit of a lull in the middle, and he has really picked it up over the last couple of weeks. What have you noticed maybe just in his preparation and the way he practices, anything that maybe he's done differently and routine-wise that he can, you know, get himself back on track?
Yeah, I think Coach Partridge got a size 10 shoe. I think, you know, that's part of it. You know, Coach Partridge has been after him just to, you know, take care of the details and not worry about getting sacks and this and that, and making splash plays. Just do your job and good things will happen, and maybe that's part of it.
And you set out this year to improve the run game, and more likely than not, you're gonna have the ACC's leading rusher in Izzy. Feeling of pride, how do you feel about how the offense kind of accomplished that goal?
You know, we kind of felt like we'd be able to run the ball going into the season, Jeff, and we obviously did. You know, a year ago we thought we'd be able to throw the football, and we did. You know, it all comes down to wins. I mean, the stats are great, and you know, but like the only stat anybody really cares about is how many wins are in that win column. So whatever we got to do to get to that win is what's important. You know, it's not about sacks or yards rushing or throwing or completion percentage. It's about winning. And you know, win, you know, clean, win ugly, doesn't matter. Just win, find a way to win, and that's what really matters. It doesn't matter about the run game.
Anything additional? Coach, thank you.